Alrighty, folks, welcome to a new try of a new try of a new try with the live stream. We're having some technical issues. What else is new? So let's see if we can make it work this time. If you're new to the channel, please do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, click on the bell, and click on everything so you don't miss anything. And let's just dive straight into charts. Yada yada yada. We are looking here at the BTC USD pair for the 12 minutes. We're having ourselves a bearish divergence here on the top. As you can see, price is going a little bit higher. The momentum wave is going lower. Also, the money flow is coming back. I was in a tiny short, but that one got stopped out, or at least I took some profit here at the VWAP because it looks the bulls were just very much in control already the entire day, and right now we're having just so much resistance, or excuse me, support underneath us. We just had the New York opening, and of course, then the question is, do we getting a fake move before we are getting the actual move to the upside or to the downside? Here, that white line that is right now the VWAP, we're bouncing off, or at least we're hitting it right now exactly. Also, we have a golden pocket where we are in right now. That is from the top from yesterday to the bottom. As you can see, right here's the top, and then we pulled the fib down a little bit here to the downside. That was also yesterday's low, and then we're getting a golden pocket right here on approximately 20,430 to 20,470. So that is the levels that we're looking at right now. Also, the point of control earlier was a few times here. Then it was some once in the golden pocket, and now it's moving again. Of course, that happens when we have more data in the candles, then we're getting, of course, also that the point of control and sometimes the value area high and low are moving during the day. And yeah, now it's also a little bit moved, as you can see, with the volume area low. Let's see. Yeah, we're bouncing off now exactly again from that VWAP. So it looks like we're getting again a reaction. I have to say, so far I found the strength of the bulls, although it looks like we're now turning around, quite strong. If you look at some of the 1 minute candles, they have been very severe and very wicky up and down. Let me take this for example. It was earlier today. You can see here these 1 minute candles right here. And this was more than a percent down. Here we had a few big ones. So there's also 0.6%. That is 0.6% like a minute, or 0.8% or 8% is a lot. Then we had this price action right here. That was also, this is also the reason why I don't trade on 100x. This is just absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. 0.5%. And then here we had, oh, sorry. Look at this. 0.6. 0.6. 0.65. Yeah, it's just a lot. And then you're really getting smacked around, like up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So if you're down a high leverage, this is just very tricky. Oh, look at the bounce of the golden pocket. Beautiful. Beautiful. Golden pocket right here. And I think also VWAP. Oh, look at that. Almost to the exact dollar. That is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. We had some bearish divergences so far during the day, but they all just did not really play out, in my opinion, until maybe now, because we just really missed the power, or shall we say the strength of the money flow going lower. I mean, here you have a bearish divergence, and then here you have the lower low on the momentum waves. um, Now you could say, you know what, okay, then this bearish divergence here is playing out, and then with this momentum wave here going lower. um, this of course was a little bit frustrating, this one right here, because if you are thinking we are going lower, you see the money flow also playing in the red here a little bit, you think yes, we are finally going lower, now we're going to break. Then eventually you're getting a momentum wave that is much higher, and then kind of your scenario is a little bit out of the window, so that sometimes can be yeah, quite annoying and frustrating, especially on these smaller time frames. On the 12 minute, we also have bearish divergence. We have actually the same kind of story, where here the momentum wave was lower, then the price went higher, then it's okay, then this momentum wave was lower. There was actually, so there was a price action from here to here. Ah, no, that's not going to happen. Oh, sorry, to here, and then that's not going to happen. Okay, then we take one further. Take, okay, now we need to break down. Then this momentum wave was higher again. You're like, okay, then there's no bearish divergence. Also on this one, I think no, this was almost equal, even a little bit higher. So also this one didn't work out, and then eventually you have your bearish divergence here on the 12 minute, although the price just keeps making newer highs, newer highs, newer highs, and that is just sometimes a little bit frustrating. So far, nice bounce off that VWAP. I'm happy that I closed my short. Let's see, what does the dollar index do? Weird. We actually moved at the same time with the dollar index. Look at this. Big pump up, slow grind lower on the 12 minute. Nah, not really. You could maybe say here, bit of a pump up. And now this also looks like it wants to roll over. You see that? That's weird. Weird action compared to the dollar index. S&P, what are we doing? Still fighting here with that support resistance. Let's look on the bigger time frames. What does the stock market tell us there? 1 hour maybe wants to roll over, but the money flow is getting higher. VWAP is getting higher. RSIs are very much split. That looks ugly. Let's look at the 4 hourly real quick. This one was also a little bit weird actually, because you have your money flow going up, but then your momentum waves going lower. Your RSIs are split, which signals weakness. Then we are getting lower, so the money flow is then following. Now the money flow is coming up again. RSIs are tying together, and you have your momentum wave, which goes higher or maybe wants to roll over. If we start breaking this, then of course the next level is then that 4160, 41, let's say 4170 ish. Then of course the money flow needs to follow. If that money flow does not get into the green, or again like a tiny then I think eventually we are going to roll over again, and we're going to make new lows for the S&P. Right, let's go to the Nasdaq. What do we see there so far for today? Actually, same kind of story as the S&P. If you're asking me, here the indicator looks very much the same. You know, money flow almost to the green, then going back down again. Here, maybe wants to curve over with VWAP higher, RSI here together. Here it was split, and here the momentum wave question is: are we going higher or not? Almost looks exactly the same as the S&P. Here, this support and resistance line was maybe not really correct. I think this actually now looks good. It looks like we're fighting with this support and resistance. So that's then 11,720-ish. If we break this, why do I have a diagonal line there? Ah, yeah, okay. So if we break this, then we only have a tiny move up. Then I'm looking out for, let's say, 12,250, depending, of course, a bit on the time frame where we're going to hit the line. But that would be approximately the target. Another move up for 5 to 6% if we break it. All right. Do also have bullish divergences here on the bigger time frames, as you can see. Momentum wave is going up, and the price is making a new low. But as you can see, the money flow is not really following. If the money flow starts curving back up, we're really getting a shoot up, then it might look good. But if that doesn't happen, then it shows again that the money flow is more important than just a momentum wave, and that RSI could be maybe pointing upwards. But if we're just not going higher, then sorry, if the money flow just doesn't come in, then it's kind of a fake or failed move, as we could say. Let's see, what else do we have on the news? We had the Powell justified yesterday. Nothing major there, I think. Of testified, sorry. And I think tomorrow we also have option contracts expiring for B2C market. So that could be interesting. That could cause some movement, because always the question is, are they being bought up or not? And if they're being bought up, then there's demand from the market. And if they're not being bought up, then they need to be sold against lower levels, and then you see the price going down. Across the board, slightly in the green, nothing major. Let's see what Europe did so far. Oh, that's interesting. Europe giving away a little bit. This is England, so 0.5%. Germany, 1.2%. The Coquerand in Paris, 0.5%. This is also England. This one I don't know actually. Oil, let's look at oil. Still above $100 a barrel, baby. My lordy. Uh, let's see. So far, I would say everything is just a tiny breather before we're going higher again. Look at that money flow. It looks like it wants to stay above the green here on the daily. If we're really zooming out, man, um, I think eventually we'll go higher again. I think eventually we'll go higher again. You could say that we have a little bit of a support line right here in the chart. Looks like it's being respected pretty good. Um, if this acts a little bit like gold, then maybe we do something like this 1 or 2 days or 3 days or a weekend, and slowly grinding higher again. And then usually with the commodities, it takes a little bit more time. They're usually a little bit slower. But yeah, I would not be surprised if we're going to see $130 a barrel again, or $140. I also, by the way, read something that Russia has no problem selling their oil. They're now selling it with a discount to Asia, and B, that the ruble is stronger than it ever been before. So the sanctions had the opposite effect so far. Yeah, so weird news. Weird news. Man, look at this! Look at this money flow here on oil. This looks absolutely sick. Look at this. Higher, going down here, a little bit in red, whoop, and then bang, going higher. Almost a zero line, bang, going higher. Almost zero line, bang, higher. Zero line, bang, higher. Almost zero line, and then now soon we should go higher again if we keep following the trend. Man, this is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, with everything going on with the interest rates and stock markets going down and Russia, oil is also something seen as a bit of a safe haven. North America and a lot of other parts in the world, they love oil. So people just keep buying it and thinking, I can also diversify my portfolio. If you have ETFs on, let's say, the S&P and the NASDAQ, you maybe have some separate stocks in there that you like a lot. That might outperform the market. Then you have some crypto, maybe you have some real estate in your portfolio. Maybe you hold a bunch of dollars already, euros, some other currencies. Then you maybe also want to diversify a little bit more into gold, silver, and oil. And then people just keep buying this up. Because if the stock markets are going down, people want to hedge their positions. And then they hedge it into other assets. What is safe and what doesn't go to zero tomorrow? Well, something like oil. I mean, it could go up and down. And of course, we could see much lower prices. But oil so far has had a tremendous track record in the last few years. So And what I mean that since 2020, I mean this was the Rona dump, but then we just actually just grinded higher, 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 higher. So far that looks pretty good. And like I say, yeah, maybe it goes a little bit lower. Let's say $100 a barrel, $90 a barrel. That could be, but since shit is still pretty much on in every part of the world, it looks just pretty bad. Let's quick look at the dollar index going down. Then BTC must be pumping. Let's see if we're pumping. No, we're not. No, we are not. Let's zoom in on the 5 minute, 12 minute we just talked about. We're fighting. We're breaking now maybe the golden pocket just underneath VWAP right now. This trading range is just so tight. I mean, look at this. This is right away the value area low, meaning that this is then, or it might be acting as a support for. Let me see. I'm gonna just extend this a little bit. I want to have the latest data. Let me see. This is a 1/4% until we hit the value area low. Hey, Crypto Bull. Yo, what up? Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you so much. Taking SFP 2120. Yeah. Okay. So he's saying we might get a swing fill pattern somewhere on the top. If you have no idea what that is when the price is just spiking up or slow. First, it kind of makes a bit of move like this, going a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Then suddenly, bang, going higher. This is then a filled move, and then you just see a mega big candle going down. And that is then your swing fill pattern. So the price is trying to break to a certain level. That doesn't work out, and then the price goes lower. He's naming 21,100, 21,300. If I'm not mistaken, we do have a big golden pocket there. So that would make sense from a macro. Looks like we now really officially broke the VWAP. So you can see here on the first 5 minute candle, let me zoom in, then it's more visible for you guys. On that first 5 minute candle, you know what, let's go back a few. Let's do this one. So having this big drop down, right? With this drop, I know almost 100% sure order candle before, the point of control moved to the upside. And again, this moves during the day because you have more data that goes into this thing. So therefore it moves up and down. Then the price breaks. This now looks a lot because I'm zoomed in, but this is just minor. Then the price breaks here. So this is 1, 2, 3 candles ago on the 5 minute. We are going to VWAP. Then the price just shoots up all the way here until 20,542. Then it drops down again. This is already New York opening. We are already in the game. Then we're having the price shooting up a little bit, going down a little bit, and then we're actually ending again here at VWAP. So you're seeing that VWAP and golden pocket, which are coinciding at the same level. Again, that's approximately 20,500-ish, no, a little bit lower, 20,450, 20,470 are then support and resistance. So what you see then happening is that a lot of people are seeing, oh, we are just above VWAP. They're opening longs. Then the price goes higher. And then there are also a bunch of people opening shorts again, and the price goes lower again. And you see shorts, long, shorts, long, shorts. That's why the price is bouncing so much. And therefore, I'm usually saying don't trade in the first, let's say, somewhere between 15 and 30 minutes after New York opening, because you can have these bounces up and down, up and down, up and down. And you have these filled moves that can just completely wreck you or get you stopped out. Just like the 1 minute candles that I showed you earlier. And then now on this 5 minute candle, you see that we are breaking down. Then, of course, you want to see a close of that 5 minute candle really underneath the VWAP, underneath the golden pocket that we have seen now. Now it's officially broken. And I don't really measure when is level broken or not on the 1 minute. I do this usually from the 5 minute and higher. Of course, the higher the level, the better. And then again, so now it's broken, and then right away we go here to the bottom, and you see this thick blue line. That is the value area low, and that is hanging here at approximately 20,360. But like I said, this is just very much zoomed in, so this is not a lot from the VWAP to the value area low is approximately 0.5%, and if we take from the 61.8, we're talking about 0.3%. So knowing that BTC has a average volatility of approximately 4% a day, it changes every month a little bit, but I think that is kind of the average, the long-term average, between 4 and 4.5%. Then of course such a move is then nothing, and you want to of course trade those higher the possibility that you have a higher chance of being right in your trade. So therefore I'm usually like, since New York can first sometimes start off with a filled move, then sometimes I'm waiting a little bit before putting in a trade again. I just quickly want to take out the view because sometimes I feel like the chart is just so freaking messy. Let me also take out this DBSI. I know sometimes it looks a bit like a clown has been painting on my chart. For me, it's clear, but I think if you're driving like the crypto bull, then you're probably watching this on your phone. It's apparently not that visible. Let's quickly check. Yeah. DXY is still dumping down. BTC is not pumping up. I don't know what's going on this week. We seeing a decoupling on the smaller time frames between the dollar index and Bitcoin. That is weird. Usually, if the dollar index pumps, then BTC dumps, and the other way around. And we have not really seen that so far. By the way, if you were asking, I also like to sometimes draw these trend lines because you can sometimes see that there are crazy support and resistance. This is something that I draw earlier today. That is, you see really that BTC is in a channel. Let me actually now I would love to do something like this to extend this, because let's say later on BTC is coming up. You could see, believe it or not, that this suddenly then is resistance again. Let me try to take out at least a little bit, because if else you guys might be thinking, what the hell am I sitting here on this screen? I am still not getting into a trade because officially, if we're zooming out to the 12 minutes, you see that this bearish divergence is still playing out. We do not see any bullish divergence. We do not really say clear turnarounds. Money flow just got into the red. Usually then we see a little bit of a follow through. Let's see what we have. Dollar index still going lower. My lordy, what the hell is going on there? Let's quickly go back to the S&P. What are we doing there? Are we dumping as well? Green. I think it's green for the day so far. Just slightly 0.6% is what CNBC is saying. Sometimes they're a little bit lagging. 0.6% for Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and S&P. Looks like a little bit green. I have to say, on the DBSI, this looks pretty good. Look at this. 0, -1, 11, 14, 15. So slowly the bulls are gaining strength. This is my next target if we would go higher. 10% move. Sounds like quite a lot, but yeah, could see it happen. My lordy, that dollar index is tanking. Let's quickly zoom out once on the hourly. There we see that, a bit of consolidation going on the macro, we could say, on multiple days. But this looks quite ugly. When I just had, what's that, a 12 minutes? Yeah, look at the momentum wave, how deep this is already going. Wow. 5 minutes looks terrible. Bit like a bar pattern. You guys see that? Going up, going sideways, and then just going down again. Yeah. Crypto Bull saying in the chat, 21K doesn't look so good right now. Expirations tomorrow. Do you know option prices? No, I do not. To be honest, I never really look at these option prices. All I hear is an X amount billion are expiring. What I usually check for is just when it happens, how much price action do we see? Do we have a lot of volume? Do we see a lot of zigzagging around? But actually, what you're saying, Credible, makes a lot of sense. If we know what prices the options are expiring, then we could see maybe the price moving towards that price level. So, in other words, and if you don't know what an option contract is, it gives you the right to buy or to sell a certain underlying asset at a certain price at a certain date. And let's say that option contract is at 21,000, and it expires tomorrow. Then you can say tomorrow you can buy this for 21,000, let's say one Bitcoin. But if the current price is, let's say right now, approximately 20,400, they're like, damn, I need to buy to a much higher price is what it is right now. So I'm making a loss of $600 per contract if one contract is one Bitcoin. But let's say that price is, let's say, 20,000, and right now the price is trading at, let's say, 20,500. They're like, hey, I am making right away $500 on their contract. If I sell it now because the price is 20,500, I can buy it now for 20,000. So let's sell it and take the cash. And therefore, sometimes you see a little bit of movement. So that's kind of the idea behind an option contract. Uh, these CME futures and option contracts and everything, that was also the reason why we started tanking in the top of 2017. Everyone said that is the institutional money, now we're going higher, this is the green light, everyone was waiting for it, but people didn't understand that they could also short everything, and that's exactly what happened. Hundreds of millions went short. Of course, we were also very, very much oversold on just on all the indicators on the graph. If you look at back at the data, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, everything was overbought. Sorry, I think I was earlier said oversold. I mean overbought, overbought to the tits in the top of 2017. We were going vertical almost, and then that always ends the same way. Is that everything that goes vertically up, you see approximately 50% of the move in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks of the price. Um, I think we also jumped then at the time up from 10,000 to 20,000 in a week or two, three, four. And before that, it took us from 5,000 to 10,000 months. So that is then usually how these price explosions work. So again, we were at that time very much overbought, and then the activation or the launch of these option contracts or futures was just the drop that let the bucket overflow, and then hundreds of millions were put in place to short the market. And then you see a tremendous sell pressure. Of course, there was also a lot of profit taking from the whales and the smart money, and then the price just tanked in a matter of weeks, all the way to I think 10,000. Then it took another few weeks or months when we're really at that low of 3,000. But the biggest drop and the biggest rise you always see in the last few weeks of the explosion. So far, the story about options and futures. The price is kind of doing the same as yesterday, which is not a lot. Which is not a lot. The only thing that I find quite interesting is that we are not doing the opposite of the dollar index. What we have been doing on the micro this week, it looks like BTC is following the dollar index. That's so weird, actually. Okay, money flow, 12-minute in the red. We got a momentum wave that's down. We got the RSIs that are pointing down. We have the view up that tries to curl up, and we have the RSIs that are starting to split. In other words, this move on the 12-minute is maybe getting a little bit ready for a bit of a bounce. So far on the smaller time frames, it looks like we are bouncing up. On the 7-minute, look at this. RSIs are starting to pinch together. Money flow is going lower. By the way, people, I need to cut stream soon because I need to go. View up here is going higher. This could be interesting. Maybe we got something here. Maybe the false move was we are going down and now we start pumping up. We bounce off to the freaking dollar of the volume area low, which just perfectly came into. Don't do this to me, man. Look at this, how crazy. You see this? It just moved. It just was the perfect support here on the price. But of course, now we have 2 extra candles, so you see that move again. But at the time, it was the perfect support. In other words, you bet your ass that there were a lot of people closing the shorts here and entering longs, or at least the market maker did so, which is also the perfect mindfuck, because look at this. We are first we are breaking here the high volume node, and we're going back up, and people are like, and we're hitting the daily value area high that we had here previously. Now again it changed. Then we are breaking it. Then we had the VWAP that we just talked about, and we're like, we're breaking it. Then we had right away the golden pocket that we also broke. Let me put the VWAP quickly back in there. Like, yeah, okay, VWAP is broken, golden pocket is broken. Now we are going south. Then you're seeing a lot of shorts opening up. And then it's like, nope, fooled you. And then we're just going back higher again. And now we are, of course, getting that bounce a little bit here of the golden pocket and VWAP, which is now resistance. But if we manage to go higher again, so let's say we would breach that golden pocket and the VWAP, then I actually think that maybe the data value is a tiny tap and then just going higher. Why am I thinking that? Because we had already the major part of the day. I'm quickly going to zoom out. Let me see, or maybe I should start a new chart if that's a little bit easier. But I said this already early this week. You're seeing this fat green candle mean we're now very much stretched, but that is the daily candle. So we could go lower, but usually if the first, let's say 12 hours are passed, then you have the direction of the day. And I'm always saying the first, let's say approximately a little bit more than 12 hours, because then you had Asia, you have Europe in the afternoon, and you had the opening of New York. So actually, I need to say a little bit more than 12 hours, because as you can see, we have a little bit less than 10 hours left. So that then kind of doesn't fill anymore unless we are really trading around the entry. That could be, but usually then you're better off placing longs, and then you mostly trade to the upside. Of course, you can always have a retrace all the way to the daily open or just at that price. I missed them yesterday, but yesterday we had a trading all the way up to the daily open, and then we just dumped down again. But that's always a pretty good target. So that is something that could definitely play out. So if you see then enough confirmations, you're a little bit more successful, most likely, or a little bit safer off to trade in the trend of that day if you are day trading. Of course, there also needs to be a macro trend that needs to be a little bit in your favor, but now we are kind of making a range. So now trading in your in direction of the day. So in this case, a long would most likely be a little bit more successful than a short. Which, by the way, I want to tell you guys that on the macro, it looks pretty good actually on the indicators, because we're having a big bullish divergence here on the momentum wave. We had just a period of time where we dropped tremendously. So the question, of course, is how low can we go? Well, we can always go much lower. But maybe we are now finally due for a little bit of a relief rally, and then all the way up to maybe 21K, 22, 23-ish makes sense. It will take some time, but it makes sense. Don't let it fool you, because I definitely think we are going to at some point visit that 18K again. Could be next week, could be in a month from now. The price probably wants to trap as many people as it can before it dumps lower again, but a little bit of relief rally would make sense from this point on. And we have this bullish divergence on the weekly, on the daily, so that looks good. Let me see what we have for you on the 8-hourly. Actually, also a beautiful bullish divergence. Money flow not coming up yet. You're seeing here the price going lower, and the momentum wave already making a new momentum wave going up. So actually a higher low. And then we have seen this so many times where the price goes like, I think on a trigger wave, we're going lower, and they're like, no, fooled you, and then we're just going higher again, and then we are just playing here at this level for a while before we are breaking down again. So on the 8-hourly, this looks good. Money flow, that's the only missing ingredient here. We want to see the money flow up. Few ups higher, RSI is higher, so that looks good. And then on the 4-hourly, kind of have the same, right? We have here this white diagonal line, and then we have the momentum waves here going higher again. Here the money flow does come up. Actually, this looks pretty good. Just thick round, and now in the next couple of days you want to see that ending up in the green. That will be very, very nice. Let me see. Crypto Bull saying I think 18.7 to 19 is likely. Well, never say never. But right now, yeah, it is a little bit difficult. I was also following Jason Casper. I hope you guys can see this. What I'm gonna draw right now. That we have a little bit of a. This is then your inverse head and shoulder, where you have here is shoulder. This is your head, and then here you have his shoulder. We still need to break it, but yeah, it could happen. I think the target. You know what? Let's quickly check for that target. Depends on the break, but could go to 24, 25K if we break it. To be honest, guys, those head and shoulders, I don't know. I'm not having so much success with them. I don't really see them breaking out a lot. I also posted one yesterday on Twitter where I said, actually, we have a head and shoulders under 1 hour. If that breaks to the downside, then we can go much lower. Let me quickly check. You know what? Actually, shall I just open up Twitter? That's just so much better. So this one, what I'm going to show you right now, is pretty clean, actually. Let's give it a second. As you can see, the Wi-Fi is always super fast. Of course, maybe also a little bit the live stream. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to follow me on Twitter, then please do so at trader_Ray. Simply because the one with one underscore was not available anymore. Here is a head and shoulder pattern. I said if we break out, then the target is approximately 18,200. So that would be a little bit lower than your target, Crypto Pool. But as you can see, this so far last night did worked out pretty okay. But then we just didn't have to follow through, and now we're trading at approximately 20,400, 20,500. So we're going higher there. So sometimes you see something and you're like, oh, this could be happening, and then everyone's looking at it, and then it doesn't happen. And before that, I said, well, actually on the macro, I'm also seeing that we kind of have this trading channel, or you could say this is a rising wedge, and then we break down. And then the target here is exactly 19,000 ish. But it also didn't happen. Then we're going higher again. So you're seeing pattern after pattern, and just really not playing out. So therefore, I'm also thinking maybe we will see a macro now head and shoulders. But I'm just wondering if that will play out, because I think also still a lot of people will just take the opportunity to sell off or take some profits or cover their positions. Because it's just a bear market all over the place. All right, guys, I am going to cut the stream. So far, it looks like we are battling on a 5-minute here with this value area low. This is that blue line right here, approximately at 20,350. Then we have the data point of control. You can ignore it because that's now much higher, but we still have a previous day equilibrium. Anyways, that is around 20,300. So we still have some support levels underneath us. I don't know. I'm just really thinking that this might be a little bit of the fake move of New York, doing a little bit of this and then going higher again. I am not in a trade right now. Maybe I will open another one if I see the confirmations, but this for me looks too wicky. Not really following through on the breakdown, and also not really reversal signs that we're going higher. So I'm staying a little bit neutral. This is all in all a approximately 1% trading range. Yeah, that's just not so much. I am not the guy who opens up trades with a 50x long. I know that Crypto Bull is successful in this. I am not. So with the 50x, that 1% could be more than enough, but I need a little bit more juice for me to put in a trade. Okay, guys, that's going to be it, I think, for now. Thank you so much all for tuning in, for joining, for being friendly. Please like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on also you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment. Feel to check out anything else on the channel, like other videos. There's some links in the description. There are affiliate links. Feel free to use them. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Also, those links in the descriptions. And I see you guys then very soon again. Maybe in the next video today, or if else, maybe tomorrow. Let me think. Now, tomorrow I might be out. We'll see. We'll see. I keep you guys updated. And in the meantime, follow me on Twitter, because if I see something interesting, like you just saw a chart, I will update you guys there. That will be it. Thank you so much, guys. See you next one. Bye bye.